Let's get a view on this from Roger Casale. He's the head of New Europeans. That's a non-governmental organisation that campaigns on behalf of British people in Europe and EU citizens in Britain. Welcome to DW. How are you feeling about today's agreement?
Well, my heart is broken that Britain is leaving the European Union, but that's not news to me and it's not news to your viewers. Michel Barnier said the clock has stopped ticking. He makes it sound as if a bomb was about to go off if Britain left without a deal. I think that it's good that there's a deal. It will some way mitigate the disastrous consequences of Brexit. And I hope we've reached the point now, the furthest point away from the European Union that the UK is going to be. Now it's time to start the long march back.
That brings us to our next point. Do you think that clearly you don't think this issue is now settled in Britain? Do you think there is that the Brits might come knocking on Brussels' door in a few years?
I think people must be thoroughly fed up with Brexit negotiations. But I don't think the talking stops here. There are going to be so many issues that are unresolved. Let's remember that as a result of the deal, British people and EU citizens are going to lose the right to free movement between the EU and the UK. Tins of tomatoes will travel freely, bags of potato will travel freely, but people will not travel freely anymore between the EU and the UK. So I know it's Christmas Eve. I know Michel Barnier and Boris Johnson made me think they're being like Father Christmas, but it is not a Christmas present. This is a necessary thing. It's good that it's happened, but I think there are going to be lots and lots of unresolved issues, security issues, police cooperation, all kinds of issues that haven't gone away. Because in the end, Europe, the story of Europe is about people coming together, and the people and the challenges that we face running our businesses, running our lives, have not gone away. And so this is the start, I hope, of a new relationship, but also a relationship that in the end, perhaps in 5, 10, 15 years' time, will lead back to Britain thinking about rejoining, because that ultimately is the best solution for everybody.
Publicly and unusually, the EU maintained its unity behind their chief negotiator, Michel Barnier. Despite that, I wonder if you think that any particular EU leaders have been quietly working in the background on Michel Barnier.
I do think, Phil, that in the end it needed political pressure. Angela Merkel has said she saw the hand of history on this deal. I also see the hand of Angela Merkel. I think she wanted people to behave responsibly. I think we've heard the word responsibility a lot from EU leaders, including Ursula von der Leyen. I think they have behaved responsibly. I thank them for that. And I think Emmanuel Macron as well, in the end, he's going to be able to protect his French fishermen and fishermen's rights, not least because the tender for the ships that need to monitor the fishing in the Channel post-Brexit was given, remember, to a French company last year. So I think Mr. Macron's got a trick up his sleeve still as well.
And briefly, Brexit dominated British politics and British political life for 5 years. Now we have COVID, of course. Once life sort of returns to something near normal, do you see life in Britain sort of returning to near normal outside the EU? Will this issue now be not something that people are talking about all the time?
People want to stop talking about it, but the issues will not go away. Things will not get back to normal because there are still so many unresolved issues. Let's remember that 80% of the UK economy is services. And so that is not at all affected by or looked at in this trade deal with services. Let's remember that parts of Britain are very against Brexit. For example, in Scotland may want to leave the United Kingdom as a result of Brexit. And I mentioned those security issues again, but the biggest thing that we're going to notice that won't be normal is that British people won't be able to live, work, love and travel in the EU anymore freely, and EU citizens won't be able to do the same in the UK. Students will notice that they can't go to the UK to study on Erasmus anymore, and British students can't study on Erasmus in the EU. And so, no, it won't be normal. It won't feel right. And as I say, I think as we start to see all the problems that will still remain, that still need to find some kind of solution, the challenges that we still face,
right,
after the 1st of January, that will mean that the talking needs to continue, and we need to build on this deal. And I hope it's a backstop. I hope that it's a
Okay.
point where Britain starts to realise that it needs to point itself in the direction of the EU again at some point in the future, and not drift further away.
Roger Casale from the New Europeans, thank you.
Thank you, Phil.